Welcome into the show. This is Philadelphia Eagles Now. I'm Chase Sr. Appreciate all of you for making today's show a part of your day, and we appreciate RexMD for making it all possible. 95% off at rexmd.com/chat, the #1 leader in men's telehealth, and they have a great deal and a special deal for all of you. Stay tuned. We'll expand on that in just a little bit. The purpose of today's Eagles Now, taking a look at the Eagles playoff picture going into Week 16. We're going to break down how Philadelphia can still get the #1 seed in the NFC so that home field advantage goes through Lincoln Financial Field in South Philadelphia, but also how Philadelphia can lock up the NFC East crown and become a repeat winner in this division for the first time since 2004. Let's set the foundation with this. To win the NFC East, the job and the duty is pretty simple for the Birds. If Philadelphia wins out against the Giants, Cardinals, and Giants again, the Eagles will be the NFC East champions. And it's pretty crazy. There's been no repeat winner in this division going all the way back to 2004. The Cowboys currently lead the division, but that's a little bit misleading. The Dallas Cowboys won the previous matchup a couple of weeks ago over Philadelphia, and that's why Dallas is currently #1 in the NFC East. But there are tiebreakers that we need to get to here, because if the Eagles win out and the Cowboys win out and both of these teams finish 13-4, the tiebreaker would then fall to strength of victory. And the Eagles' wins have come against teams this year with a combined 69 wins. That is a winning percentage of 49.2%. That's how close this race is. While the Dallas Cowboys, on the other hand, their victories have come against teams with a combined 53 wins. So that combined winning percentage is a lot lower at 37.8%. This is actually the fifth tiebreaker coming into play here. So all the Eagles need to do is take care of business on their schedule, and it's a much easier schedule as compared to Dallas, and we'll take a look at both of those respective schedules coming up throughout today's show. The NFC East standings right now, Cowboys and Birds locked up and level at 10-4. The New York Giants still technically in the playoff race going into this matchup on Christmas Day at the Link at 5-9. And it's only a matter of time before Ron Rivera gets canned. Another listless season for Washington at 4-10. So you look at the NFC East standings here, and then you shift to the NFC playoff picture. The San Francisco 49ers sitting pretty right now because they won the head-to-head matchup earlier this year against the Dallas Cowboys in Week 5, and they won the head-to-head matchup with Philadelphia in Week 13. Now, the Cowboys, Lions, and Eagles still technically have an opportunity to get the #1 seed in the conference so that they could claim home field advantage. But San Francisco is 9-1 in the NFC, so that helps them. And then what also helps them is that head-to-head victory over Philadelphia and Dallas. The Detroit Lions, on the other hand, 10-4, still an opportunity for maybe home field advantage to go through the Motor City. Tampa Bay Buccaneers would actually host the Eagles right now if the season were to end today. They're the leaders of the NFC South. And then the other wildcard teams outside of Philadelphia, Minnesota Vikings, Los Angeles Rams, both even at 7-7. Other teams in the hunt, Seattle, New Orleans, Atlanta, Green Bay. Then on the outside, kind of looking in, New York Giants and Chicago Bears. Mathematically still alive, but they're pretty much dead. If the season were to end today, as I noted, Eagles would be on the road. And it's pretty crazy because going into that Seahawks game, they were the #2 seed in the NFC. But because they lost to Seattle, they did not handle business, and they choked that game away. They slide down to 5. So it would be a 4-5 matchup against a Buccaneers team led by Baker Mayfield, who's been playing really good football the last 2 weeks. Just went into Lambeau, had a perfect passer rating. And the Eagles did have to go on the road a little bit earlier this year, and they did beat the Bucs on Monday Night Football. But it's a little bit of a different-looking Tampa Bay team now as compared to then, and the same can be said for Philadelphia because they're simply not playing all that well. Now, if the Eagles win the NFC East and the season were to end today, they would currently be slotted to play the Los Angeles Rams, a feisty team that can move the football, that is very creative on the offensive side of the rock, led by Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua in the first round at the Link, and that would pose a lot of challenges for this awful Eagles secondary. With that, We ask you this. We want to hear from you down in the comment section. This is today's poll question. Who do you want the Eagles to play in the first round of the NFL playoffs? I want you to drop a team name for me down in the comment section. As I mentioned off the rip, Eagles Now Today is sponsored and made possible thanks to RexMD, the #1 leader for men's telehealth. Fellas, do you sometimes lack confidence in the bedroom like this Eagles defense lacks confidence in the pass game right now? Do you wish that you could have a more fulfilling sex life like this Eagles offense wishes it could have a more fulfilling life as far as putting points on the scoreboard? Well, we're all not alone, right? That's why we're excited to tell you about RexMD, the online source for men's wellness. RexMD offers an easy and discreet way to get the medication you need for ED. The Eagles offense can't put it into drive, and if you can't put it into drive, that's disappointing. So with RexMD, you don't have to visit a doctor's office with just a couple of clicks. You can have your medication delivered straight to your door and at a fraction of the cost of traditional pharmacies. RexMD's team of licensed physicians will work with you to find the right treatment plan, and their medication is made right here in the great old USA, so you can trust its quality. Plus, their customer support team is available 24/7 to answer any questions or concerns you may have. So if you're ready to take control of your sex life and say goodbye to ED, head on over rexmd.com/chat. Start your consultation today and take advantage of their best deal that they have ever offered and get up to 95% off RexMD. A free gift as well if you use our exclusive link, rexmd.com/chat. That link is available for you down in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. More so with the birds here, let's shift gears and shift our focus toward how Philadelphia can actually get the #1 seed in the NFC. It's going to be difficult, no doubt about it. Eagles losing to the Seahawks hurt their chances of getting home field advantage for the second straight year. Their chances dropped from 28%, pretty good, to just 3%. And right now, San Francisco remains in the driver's seat. The 49ers defeated the Eagles earlier this year, as we know, meaning the Eagles would need to win out and then hope that the Niners lose at least 2 of their final 3 games. The top seed also remains in play for the Lions, who have a similar path as the Eagles. If they win out, they would need the Niners to drop at least 2 games. However, if both the Eagles and the Lions win out, Detroit would actually hold the tiebreaker because they have a better record in common games. So the Eagles also have to root for the Lions to lose at least 1 of their final 3 games to have a shot at landing the top seed. So that's how things shake out for Philadelphia to get that #1 seed. They take care of business in the Pacific Northwest against a Seahawks team who they have not beaten since 2008. They have been the Eagles' daddies, and they have a much better shot at getting home field advantage. The Eagles' remaining schedule, 3 games left. It's pretty wild that we're closing in on Christmas, and the 2023 calendar year is almost wrapped up. Week 16 against the Giants, Week 17 against the Cardinals, both of those games inside the friendly confines of the Link, and then Week 18, the awful stadium of MetLife against the New York Giants. The Niners' remaining schedule, keep in mind here what we just talked about, where San Francisco needs to lose 2 of these games. A difficult one coming up against the Baltimore Ravens. Both of those teams have the best record in the NFL at 11-3, the #1 seeds in the NFC and AFC respectively. Then the Niners go on the road against the Commanders, and then Week 18 against the Rams. They might rest then, could San Francisco. The Rams might be playing for a playoff spot, so that's the avenue for maybe San Francisco to drop a couple of games. The Cowboys' remaining schedule, it is a difficult one. They got dominated, dump trucked, slapped upside the head by the Buffalo Bills last week. It was a beautiful sight. How about them Cowboys? Week 16, it doesn't get any easier. They basically play the AFC version of the Dallas Cowboys, the Miami Dolphins. Week 17, the Cowboys will play the Lions at home. That could decide a lot of seeding in the NFC playoff picture as well. And then the Cowboys will round out the regular season on the road against the Washington Commanders. And then lastly, the Detroit Lions, as these are the only teams that I think you really have to worry about in the NFC. and to get that number 1 seed. Lions, Vikings twice in the final 3 weeks, kind of like how Philadelphia plays the Giants twice in the final 3 weeks of the regular season with that Cowboys tilt in between. I'm thinking about going to this game against the Dallas Cowboys, by the way, do a little bit of scouting for the Cowboys as well as the Detroit Lions. Just because we want to inform you and make you a smarter fan, here is a look at the AFC playoff picture. Baltimore Ravens, they've clinched a playoff spot as noted with the X there, number 1 seed at 11-3. Miami Dolphins at 10-4, the 2 seed. Kansas City Chiefs, they've been reeling, but still the number 3 seed, leading that AFC West at 9-5. Jacksonville Jaguars, led by Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence, they were so sloppy against the Ravens on Sunday night, just shooting themselves in the foot time and time again. They've lost 3 games in a row, but are leading their division in the AFC South. And then the 3 wild card teams. Petey's Browns at 9-5, Cincinnati Bengals at 8-6, and the Indianapolis Colts at 8-6 as well. Other teams in the hunt, you have Houston 8-6, looks as though C.J. Stroud not going to play once again, and then the red-hot Buffalo Bills in the hunt right now, but still on the outside looking in at 8-6. Pittsburgh Steelers, Denver Broncos level at 7-7. Then you had the Las Vegas Raiders at 6-8. Will the Eagles win a playoff game? That has been a big debate among all Eagles fans out there because this team is playing bad ball and the vibes are bad. W for win, L for lose. Let me know. And thanks for watching today's show.